And coming up on News Hour tonight, Speaker of Parliament calls for equal recognition of all key players in Ghana's independence.
Portions of Adaklu Mountain fall apart in a landslide. And on the international scene, President Paul Kagame wins third term in office. Hello, very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us here on GBC24. We are also live on GTV. This is News Hour, and my name is Abdul Hayi Mumin. I am Shirley Annan.
In our very first story, the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, has underscored the need for Ghana to bring to the fore the contributions of the various protagonists who played key roles to steer the country to independence. Speaking at the first lecture of Ghana at 60 years on anniversary in Accra, Professor Michael Quay said gallant men such as John Mensah Saba, Jacob Wilson Say, J.P. Brown, George Alfred Grant, Dr. J.B. Dankwa, Edward Ekufuado, R.S. Blay, John Toby, Kwabena Kesi, Dr. Ebenezer Akwenje, who conceived the idea of the nation Ghana on 4th August 1947, must equally be given their proper recognition for their roles.
Was signed to mark the start of the Gold Coast colony. 53 years later, the Aborigines Right Protection Society was formed to mark the start of the struggle for political independence. This was led by John Mensah Saba, Joseph Kesley Hayford, J.W. Say, J.P. Brown, and others, among who organized the chiefs and the people against the Crown Lands Bill and forced the colonial authorities to retreat. The next significant event in the struggle for independence took place in Salt Pond on 4th August 1947, exactly 50 years after the formation of the Aborigines Right Protection to form the first political movement in the British colony, the United Gold Coast Convention UGCC. The focus of the 21-member group led by Dr. J.B. Dankwa, J.P. Brown, George Alfred Grant, Edward Ekufuado, R.S. Blay, John Toby, Kwabena Kesi, Dr. Ebenezer Akwenje, and others was simple: to demand for independence from the Queen of England. Delivering the first lecture of Ghana's 60 years on anniversary christened 4th August, Ghana's Day of Destiny, the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, said the day marks the birth of the nation Ghana.
Certain fundamentals of independence had been declared in Salt Pond in 1947 before Nkrumah arrived in this country. What will be the name of the independent country to be? That name was researched upon and produced by J.B. Dankwa. They knew we would need a flag. Naturally. What will be the flag? Red, yellow, green, which we have to say. They had conceptualized, formulated, and put all these things down for posterity. What will be the emblem of the nation? They chose the eagle. And Dankwa justified and explained in the stencil the eagle for Ghanaians. It should interest the Ghanaians to know that these things had been established, written in the various newspapers, and no one person could have changed it at that stage of our development towards independence.
Professor Quay, who veered into the controversial issue of whether Ghana has a founder or founders, said the role of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah cannot be downplayed, but he is not the founder of the country.
The picture behind me, the reason why Kwame Nkrumah, later to become part of the Big Six, is not present there, is that at that time he was in the United Kingdom. Those who met to fashion out independence for the Gold Coast did not at that time include Kwame Nkrumah, though he was to come later and add significantly to the struggle. It is for this matter that it must be understood clearly when we are looking into our history, and it is imperative to echo loudly that Nkrumah was not the founder of Ghana. I consider him one of the founding fathers, something similar to Paul, who was not there when Christ gave the Last Supper.
Professor Michael Quay said the country needs to revisit the tenet laid in 1947 and aim to achieve the goals set for the country.
This development and revisitation of August 4th, 1947 gave Ghana a second chance to demonstrate the true spirit of our national anthem: freedom and justice, freedom from ignorance, freedom from regimentation, freedom to do and dare what we know is true and fair and right, and above all, freedom to commit ourselves to liberal democracy, the rule of law, and human rights.
Organizers say similar lectures will be organized to bring into perspective the historical background of Ghana's independence and various roles played by everyone.
GBC24 saw the views of members of the Convention People's Party CPP and the Dankwa Buzia tradition on the political history of Ghana. This was after a lecture commemorating the 70th anniversary of the United Gold Coast Convention UGCC, which was part of Ghana's independence anniversary. The event took place in Accra.
Kwame Nkrumah himself, on the 10th of July 1953, when he was moving the motion for the independence of this nation, stated categorically that we give thanks and praises to those who came before us: the Fanti Confederacy, the Aborigines Right Protection Society, the National Congress of British West Africa, and even UGCC, of which he was a part. But as you can see, you entered the National Theatre today and you've seen all these pictures here, and they've selected some people to have pictures of themselves on their own, but you don't see a picture of the first and only General Secretary of the UGCC, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, here. That should tell you a story.
These 21 people whose picture you saw there, if you knew them, look at them. It was Awuno Williams, all the brains at the time which mattered were there. They were the founding fathers who were really agitating for independence from the British. And J.B. Danko was in Parliament, was in the Legislative Assembly at the time. And they were talking about independence. He was even talking about Akosomo at the time. They decided that they needed a skillful man to come and be the Secretary General of the UGCC. And Akonje recommended Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Obviously, he recommended him because he knew him as a good organizer. So nobody can take it away from Kwame Nkrumah as a first-class organizer. So you don't come here and now begin to say that nobody ever talked about Kosomo until Kwame Nkrumah came. When the facts are that, J.B. Dankwa, even in Parliament, mentioned it, and he mentioned about what? Developing the river basin for power, light, and industry. Didn't he say it? It's a fact.
And from that 60th anniversary lecture now to the Volta region, where portions of the Adaklu Mountain have fallen apart in a landslide. The disaster did not claim any life, but destroyed farms belonging to over 400 farmers at Adaklu Helekwe in the Adaklu district. Residents say this is the first major disaster to hit the community. Arable land covering 70 acres is affected.
The Adaklu Mountain is said to be the tallest freestanding mountain in Ghana. Adaklu has great tourism potentials as well as suitable land for farming. Communities located at the foot of the mountain benefit from this, including Adaklu Helekwe. However, the mountain poses a major threat to residents as a result of a severe landslide that destroyed their farms. Some residents of Adaklu Helekwe are still counting their losses. Affected residents whose farmlands were destroyed have appealed for immediate assistance.
The disaster has affected our farms and crops. We can't send our kids to school because our livelihood is destroyed. We ask the government for assistance.
According to the inhabitants, a loud noise was heard akin to an explosion prior to the falling of huge rocks from the mountain amidst heavy rains in the area. Mr. Emmanuel Awudegbeku is the assemblyman for Adaklu Helekwe.
During the night, they heard some noise, a heavy noise, like a thunder. So the following day, they realized that no, there's a water coming from the mountain to the town. So they traced the place to the mountain top, and you could see that There's a heavy place like the way bulldozer will clear portions of land. So this is the thing happened on that day.
The Volta Regional Office of the National Disaster Management Organization has visited the site for further assessment of the disaster. The officials say the possibility of an explosion coupled with the torrential rains might have led to the rocks losing their grip on the ground and rolling down the mountain. NADMO has declared the place not suitable for sightseeing for now.
About 70 acreage of food crops and also cash crops. It has also involved over 400 individuals who have been farming along this side. We submitted our report to the national office and made some few recommendations. We will also put measures in place to see how we can help these people regain, at least after some few time, regain their normal livelihood back.
Fear has now gripped most residents of Adaklu, Helekpe, over another landslide should there be a major downpour. The Geological Survey Department is yet to confirm the cause of the disaster.
People occupying state housing company flats at Kanda in Accra are expected to be relocated in the next couple of months. This is to make way for a refurbishment of the flats to accommodate more families and a shopping mall. 50 families are currently occupying the land. Over 200 families are expected to be accommodated on the land after the redevelopment. The state housing company says adequate intervention has been made for the resettlement of the residents occupying the flats.
This is one of the state housing company flats at Kanda built in the 60s. Occupants of the 52 flats are mainly from the security services who have been living there for decades. However, a year ago, the state housing company rolled out a policy to relocate the residents in order to pave way for the redevelopment of the area. The company says the decision forms part of a move to give Accra and the Kanda area a facelift to befit its status as the national capital. Also, Kanda is a prime area and the land needs to be put to efficient use. A recent audit by the Architecture and Engineering Services revealed that the flats have developed cracks and do not want disaster to strike before they move in, because prevention is better than cure. A look around the flats showed that the drainage system is in bad state and begging for immediate attention. In an interview with the Deputy Managing Director of State Housing Company, Mr. Ronnie Nichols said the lease to the flats will expire next year, hence the relocation.
A decision was taken sometime last year about the redevelopment of the Kanda area, and management decided it was a good initiative to do a regeneration of the whole area of Kanda. This was part of AMA's decision to beautify the city of Accra, so that's when the decision was taken. And the purpose is to try and reduce the housing deficits we're currently facing in Ghana, which is a crisis, and Kanda being a very strategic and prime area. I'm sure, as you're aware, the President's Flagstaff is a walking distance from the area, and it was an initiative to maximize the use of the land in Kanda.
But it seems that residents are not satisfied with the offer. They cite lack of space as a reason for their dissatisfaction.
Relocating these 4 flats to that place is too small for us, because there are tunnels and it's more or less the beginning of the big drainage behind us. We don't want water to carry us away. And moreover, our children can't get places to play there.
Why does it say we're not going there? When they put a 7-story building for 52 family, I've done it before. How we go up? We are not against government policy, regeneration of Kanda. But that place in particular, we say we are not going. And because we say we are not going.
Mr. Ronnie Nicole allayed fears of the residents and assured them that the company will provide them with an alternative accommodation within the Kanda community.
We are aware you've lived there for a long time. We are not abandoning you. We care for your safety. The building you're in currently, according to AESL, is not tenable. It's in a dangerous condition. We have taken initiative to take all these into consideration. At the end of the day, we could have also decided to wait for the lease to end and then just repossess the property. That is why we've taken all this into consideration. We are reallocating you from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. We're giving you solar lift. We are giving you all the opportunities. We're moving you just 100 meters away. We're giving you parking facilities. And we're going to even extend leases for all of the tenants there as well.
This is a new site where the residents of the Kanda flats will be relocated. It is called the Sali Valley Park, and it is about 100 meters away from the current location. The project is expected to begin in November 2017. Management of state housing companies say suburbs within the capital that have been earmarked for redevelopment include Kanishi and Adenta. This is expected to give meaning to the regeneration of Accra and create space for the teeming numbers in the city, which as of 2010 has a population of over 1.5 million.
Away from Accra, the Volta River Authority Academy has been supported by ABB Power and Automation Company to train 20 VRA technical engineers and trainers on electrical safety in power installations. The training is to introduce knowledge and skills transfer in power automation technologies to improve the country's energy supply.
ABB Automation, a Swiss multinational leading power and automation technology group, has partnered the Volta River Authority Academy to train 20 technical engineers and trainers of the academy on electrical safety for power installation at the VRA Academy. VRA remains relevant in Ghana's energy sector and over the years has intensified safety education for its workforce to ensure work efficiency and productivity. Participants were taken through electric hazards, risk assessment and safety management. Facilitators of the training said the collaboration between the VRA Academy and ABB would enhance knowledge transfer and stable power generation and production.
When we know about this academy and we visited in February, we were very, very surprised and impressive about this facility and how it's ideal in everything, in its classroom, its availability to accommodate any kind of training, whatever the highest level of training. So we took it from there, and VRA, of course, ABB is cooperating with VRA since the 60s, since Akosombo Dam. But now we are entering with VRA, I think, with the utility company here in Ghana, a new era of cooperation.
If you have sent these people to Europe or Egypt or where the ABB is in installation, just multiply tickets per person times 20. That alone gives you an indication. Here's the case ABB is bringing to you at our doorstep free through this MOU. So it's a huge, cost-saving kind of venture.
Some participants spoke on the training.
People working on the plant, apart from the expensive equipment that they work with, their lives are also dear to us. And therefore, going through this particular program was very helpful. It will help you work on the plant in a safe manner such that you finish your work safely and then you'll be able to go back and do other things.
I think ABB has been a very good partner. Going through this training, I think we've realized that we are not doing badly at all. But of course, there are areas that I think we need to fine-tune, we need to improve. So I think it has given us the opportunity to assess our system by our peers, as it were, so that we can better the way we do things.
The VRA Academy signed a 2-year contract with ABB Automation to offer power and automation training courses to trainees of the academy. This is to make the academy the preferred technical training institution for power utilities in the sub-region.
And now to the Ashanti region, where Murmura town in the Asante Achim districts has become an unlikely front-runner in sanitation in the area. Until recently, it was firmly registered on the map of towns and villages in Ghana engaged in open defecation.
Now, but with the support of residents of the town based in Belgium, King Solomon, the city of Antwerp, and the Ghana Council in Belgium, Murmura has been declared free of open defecation. Edward Nyako reports.
Murumura is off the main Kumasi road, but before one gets to Murumura, one will have to pass through Kweu Praso. Though the community prides itself as one of the food baskets in Ghana, the road is in a very bad shape. The roll call of towns and villages contributing towards the end of foreign exchange for Ghana through cash crops such as cocoa and kola nut cannot be complete without mentioning Murumura. History has it that the first settlers in the town found the terrain difficult and water was scarce to come by, but eventually spotted a place which was full of hand-dug wells. So they decided to settle there and call it a Bura Bura, but now it has been corrupted and is referred to as Murumura.
Kufu biane kwesi dantin na chibi no moni ade nti akire na ntom se ntokoni twa nko mo ko back but no mo yekuafo nti wo mo ye nse on be ko back to dwabe ne de eso mo pe asase bi no mo do wa ha nti om di ka akotena akwesi ho akurubi ye fe okudu nti wo mo no mo ye nse o ene ye nsani mfiri bu poiso ne enkwase ha se enkope ba bi no nti wo mo kwa na chese peni odi wo manim no no mo frɛ na agyen ma wosu ya hanye ahade motena ha ye moamo nti monko baabi wo ho no ho no o maye no ho ne ye abura ho na twitwa abura nti abura no na mpanimfo tu di mromra nti mromra na ase no na abura and on be mromra sa aka ho bisile.
A walk through the town shows that the environment is clean, an indication that the residents of Murumura are ready to resist contagious diseases including cholera from having a field day in their midst. One area that the town has not lived up to expectation is its inability to provide a place of convenience for its residents. This is where residents used to attend nature's call, and it was not only surrounded by weeds but also had no electricity, thus making it difficult to use it in the night. Others too resorted to using this place, but it had no enclosure. Mindful of this, a son of the soil of Murumura, Mr. Solomon Agin, together with the Ghana Council in Belgium, Aquafin and the city of Antwerp provided 60,000 Ghana cedis to address the sanitation problem facing the town. The Ghana Council is an umbrella body of ethnic associations from Ghana based in the city of Antwerp in Belgium. The president of Ghana Council is Mr. Kwaku Boama, and he explains what goes into selection of towns to benefit from project.
One picture now, one Ghana Council, now it's a Ghana for ya, but ya can't go Belgium, and as I say, ya bob wire. Na yen so na yefe ye hwehwe sika se bia e bitima ye bibi ama ekru na ye hwehwe sika na omoma ye condition se se baby e de be kono pese wo ye bibi a asese ye nya obi a ono so be de oje akonukru mo ono so be boa na afi ekru no anase council ne ade ono so aye de e be boa enti ye tututututu a enipa no bebiri no ha se be omo nye ready se omo bebu omo kru ena yinu ya kin Solomon se de meji na me de akonukru na che se de aka bi e wo ho no no ana se mo bi e se me so me boa no betu me ho asi wo na me babo nti mo mo se ma ono ki.
Under the Murumura project, 2 toilets are to be built. One has been completed and inaugurated. The chief of Murumura, Nana Jachi Amu, appealed to the government to fix the road. The chief executive of the Asante Achim South District, Mr. Alexander Frimpong, urged communities in the district to roll out more self-help projects.
Asante Achim had included those. I would do 198 towns, villages, and cottages. And it's a fun chiche muasika, Semuya Ned, and Tiwan here and so. Now, make on the American say a crab upon a home modern, almost a beboa, overcook rubiso, no mobile bonny Martin, here, here, school, here, way, we cook rubiso, almost so easy. You see school dying, now your room fin to be boy.
Started a program to support municipal and district assemblies to identify and promote exportable products under the government's National Export Strategy project A forum to discuss the implementation of the project was held at Wa in the Upper West region.
The National Export Strategy, initiated by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, aims to make export the key driver of the country's economic growth. The concept is to promote one district, one exportable product, and to complement government's one district, one factory policy. It also seeks to add value to traditional exports and explore other products in the country for export. The forum was therefore to expose the opportunities available to the municipal and district assemblies in exportable products with emphasis on value addition. The Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Mr. Akilu Saibu, said MMDAs have products that could be developed for export.
One district, one product. If you take a look at it, the job creation chain, you know the number of jobs is going to create. Fantastic. We have in mind also cotton. Cotton at the moment is not in large quantities in my district, but it has a potential because it is drought resistant, so it is also a potential.
The District Chief Executive of the Fiama Busali Isa, Mr. Nadi Imoro Sanda, said the One District, One Exportable Products project will create jobs for the team and you. He spoke about potential exportable products in the district.
But if somebody is going into agricultural product, what it means is that you will need water to work on the product. And this One District, One Village, One Dam initiative is there to help producers. So it also translates to mean one dam, one village is equal to one village, one exportable product.
The Deputy Regional Minister, Mr. Isahaku Chainia, identified lack of value addition to exportable products as one of the major challenges confronting the region. He entreated the Ghana Export Promotion Authority to encourage and pursue a value addition policy.
This is the appropriate time for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority to continuously adopt marketable strategies and encourage value addition policy to see the light of day in the region and Ghana as a whole.
There were presentations on potential exportable crops in the region, standards and export certification, and adherence to export market requirements.
Persons have been surcharged by the audit service for causing financial loss to the state. The four received their certificates of indebtedness as part of the audit service's mission to review all past audit cases since January 1993.
Service is mandated to audit the public accounts of all public offices and thereafter report their findings to Parliament. At a media briefing in Accra, the Auditor General, Mr. Daniel Domelevu, said audit cases since the 1992 Constitution took effect will be reviewed as forensic investigations are now being conducted on all cases. He said although 4 certificates of indebtedness have been issued, 7 more will be issued by close of day on 2nd August 2017.
The Auditor General is expected to name the persons who commit irregularities under Article 187 Clause 7B and Section 17 of the Audit Service Act, respectively. Recover the amounts from them, and thereafter, those persons be made to face appropriate punishment. I think the message being sent by the Supreme Court here is that we can disallow the expenditure, surcharge you, in fact, plus interest. We are not just collecting the amount which was abused 10 years ago, the same amount. No. We assume that you have taken public funds. So what we are doing is that we are using the lending rate of Bank of Ghana to compute the interest.
He emphasized that the forensic investigations by the service is not to witch hunt, but to ensure that all culprits are apprehended.
Those who have received this certificate, we want to assure you that we are simply doing our work. It's not because we hate you more than anybody or we dislike you. No, we are simply doing our work, and be assured that other people who fall in the same category like you will also receive their certificates.
Mr. Daniel Domelevu said the 1969 Constitution mandated the Audit Service as an oversight body to ensure accountability and transparency in the public sector. This, he says, will be carried out judiciously.
The Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana has launched its 28th Annual Marketing Performance Awards in Accra. This year's event, which is slated for September 3, will focus on using marketing to achieve national behavioral change.
Since 1989, the Marketing Performance Awards have recognized outstanding organizations and individuals who have contributed in reshaping the marketing focus of corporate Ghana. This year, the awards will cover 7 major areas: Hall of Fame, personalities, media organizations, business organizations, products, not-for-profit organizations, and special category. Launching the 2017 event, the national president of CIMG, Mr. Kojo Mata, said the association has over the years responded to new trends and developments to ensure that the award scheme reflects the practices, standards, and principles expected from the award winners.
We want to have a very clean and a very good award system whereby when we come out, everybody will be happy with it.
A job readiness and mentoring fair has been held at Takoradi in the Western region. The program was to showcase employment opportunities and also to help the youth to build and start small businesses.
Awareness and mentoring fair was held under the auspices of the Youth Inclusive Entrepreneurial Development Initiative for Employment to prepare the youth to take up careers in Ghana's construction sector. It was also to partner with construction firms to place opportunities for placement and internship. Over 400 unemployed and skilled trained youth in the secondary Takoradi metropolis attended the fair. Discussion centered on the need for comprehensive support systems to complement investment in skills development as part of efforts to prepare the youth for the growing construction job market. Other topics included personal life planning and work ethics in the construction sector. The project director, Mrs. Vera Kafui Mills Odoi, said the Youth Inclusive Entrepreneurial Development Initiative for Employment, YEDIE, is a 5-year project to create economic opportunities for the youth.
We thought that giving them those skills would help. So this is a collaboration between Global Communities and MasterCard Foundation. Give you the opportunity to test and try it, and then provide you with the network to get employed. We believe that they can transition.
One of the participants, Ms. Elizabeth Tando, spoke to GBC24.
This is a very profitable business. When you are able to lift forklifts, you are paid well.
Now let's do some sports. And you know what? The big game is here. The heavy attendance, the talismanic influence, the bettings, the hot arguments, the rising blood pressures, the emotional breakdowns, all ratcheting up the tensions around the Kumasi encounter between Kotoko and House of Folk. Ghana's El Clasico tomorrow is previewed by Napoleon Atukito of our sports desk.
An irresistible force against an irremovable barrier. Ghana's El Clasico on Sunday, August 6th, revives one of football's fiercest rivalries on the planet. Premier club Accra Hearts of Oak and fabulous Kumasi Asante Kotoko lock horns at the Kumasi Sports Stadium. Victories by Kotoko in matches with Hearts are 3 short of their rivals, who have proven stronger in away ties. Shaping the immediate background to the big game are Kotoko's penalty shootout win against Hearts in the President's Cup and a tragic motor accident, again involving Kotoko, a mixed bag of elements which can either motivate or drag down. Accra House of Folk has not won the league in the last 7-8 years, a football ignominy that can be pinned on poor player performance rather than hard luck. Despite the loss on penalties, the present Hearts team proved one of the best in recent times. The players are well conditioned, strong and very agile. But can Hearts ride over Kotoko? Don't joke with Kotoko when it comes to arch-rivals Hearts. The safest bet could have been a draw, but the side that is intelligent on the ball up front and shoots accurately at goal can win the game. A tight encounter it will be, as Hearts needs the points not only for pride but also to put flesh on a wild dream of annexing the league title this year. Kotoko are a few steps behind Hearts on the log, and a win could propel them to an outside chance for the diadem. Kotoko before the accident were favourites because of their fighting spirit. The strength of Hearts reside in their physique and ability to frustrate opponents. In this wise, Hearts are the irremovable block and Kotoko the irresistible force. A 1983 encounter in Kumasi in which Hearts raised to a 3-0 first half lead, which was cancelled in the second by Opokunti before Hessel Dampton fetched Hearts the winner in the crossfire. Can anybody invoke the talismanic influence in the battle fit for the gods? Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
Meanwhile, on the other side of life, former Hearts of Oak midfield general Robert Hammond has been laid to rest in Accra. The 67-year-old, known as Expensive, died after a short illness in the United States of America on the 30th of May this year.
This is the remains of Accra Hearts of Folk legend Robert Hammond. The 67-year-old ex-Ghana international was pronounced dead on Tuesday, the 30th of May this year at the Johns Hopkins Hospital in Maryland in the United States of America. The midfielder had been residing with his family in the United States after calling time on his playing career. The late Robert Hammond featured prominently for the Black Stars in the 1970s. Hammond, alongside Mahama Akwa, Anna Seidu, Peter Lamte, and Mohamed Ahmed Polo, were known as the Fearsome Five during their time with the Phobians in the early 70s. It was part of the historic football game between Hearts of Folk and Santos at the Accra Sports Stadium, which featured Brazilian star Pelé. The late Robert Hammond was a key player of the Phobians, winning several league titles and reaching the finals of the CAF Champions League on 2 occasions. He has been interred at the Ni Ankara Royal Cemetery at North Kaneshie in Accra. He left behind a wife, Mrs. Harriet Hammond, and 3 children.
The members of Accra House of Folk Old Players Association have paid glowing tribute to the late Robert Hammond. They described him as one of the finest players Ghana has ever produced.
So sad to see a brother passing away. I quite remember during our days, Robert Hammond, when he turns around and he sees me in the goalpost, he puts a kind of confidence. No matter what the stakes are, Robert stands his feet to give us the result that we needed. I'm so saddened by his passing away. May he rest in perfect peace.
Robert was a team player, an aggressive forward player. Robert scores goals with the head, with both feet, and he was down to earth with everybody on the field. But he scores decisive goals for the team any time that we are in trouble. So he's passing away. We are all going to pass away, but he's passing away. We'll leave some friendly hole among the old boys who played with him. So we wish him all the best in his demise. Yeah.
I play with him. We play 2 up front. And what I remember in him is that he has a good head. And that's what he taught me. So even through him, I got that name. They give me headmaster. Through him. Because to score with the head is not easy work. So you have to exercise to do. So he rather taught me. He rather taught me how to score with the head. But he's very good in the air for that. So I learned so much from him in goal scoring, especially from the head.
83, 84. I was a defender, great defender. He said I can play, so I should be serious and play. Yeah, so we played together. Yeah, so I remember Robert Hammond a lot. You see him? You see me there? Yeah, this Robert Hammond. This is my Joe Kwaku. So I have some, I pay everybody. This is 1984.
Whenever that you speak the name and you say Robert Hammond, people say, oh, wow, what a great name that you have mentioned. Even though that is dead and gone, but still we remember the name Robert Hammond. And I think it has been impact in our class of, and I think it will be great for us.
Uche expensive, but no can count le paji. Much money ke money do monse heading. Ke bole nye koyo mi chali go. Ke bole nye koyo mi ni tom ko de shi se. Like I will feel like all players say so at least can have a chance. Amamba nyani bi pi.
As life continues, 8-time Olympic champion Usain Bolt described his performance as very bad as he won his 100-meter heat at the World Championships in 10.07 seconds. The Jamaican, who is retiring after the event in London, beat Great Britain's James de Saulu into second, but was frustrated with his start.
The race overall was a poor start. I had to push myself a little bit in the middle to get back in the race, but overall I'm happy that I actually got to push myself a little bit, blow the cobwebs out now, and I'm feeling okay, but it wasn't a
Meanwhile, 4-time Olympic champion Mo Farah claimed World Championship 10,000-meter gold for a third successive time with a stunning display at London Stadium. The Briton edged to the front with 800 meters to go, and despite being almost tripped on his last lap, we have some more news coming up, and we'll be telling you what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment after this break.
At the launch of the Elio Yam Festival of Sefirioso in the Western region, the paramount chief of the area, Katechie Kwesi Bamagama, urged all traditional authorities to resolve chieftaincy challenges in their area to ensure rapid development.
The people of Sefirioso traditional area celebrate the Elio Festival, which is to welcome the harvesting of yam and bumper harvest. The paramount chief of Sefirioso traditional area, Katechie Kwesi Bumagama II, has urged all traditional authorities in the country to endeavor to resolve chieftaincy challenges in their area to ensure rapid development. During the celebration of the festival, people from all walks of life thronged the area. Families gathered to resolve their differences while developmental projects were discussed. Katechie Kwesi Bumagama said chiefs and people of the area have now resolved their chieftaincy problems, therefore all is set for the festival to come off this year. The festival is slated for the 2nd and 3rd of November 2017 and is focused on fostering unity among Sefi for accelerated socio-economic development.
And now in entertainment news, Ghanaian reggae artist Zion Healer has released a tribute video for the late reggae legend Lucky Dube. The video is a sample of Crazy World, originally composed by the late artist.
The video, which was released, marks the remembrance and of the birthday of Lucky Dube.
And just before we go, a quick reminder of the stories that made headlines in this bulletin. The Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, has underscored the need for Ghanaians to acknowledge the contributions of all key players in the country's independence struggle. Speaking at the Ghana at 60 years on anniversary lecture, Professor Mike Okoye said gallant men such as John Mensah Saba, Dr. J.B. Dankwa and Edward Ekufuado, among others, who conceived the idea of the nation Ghana on 4th August 1947, must equally be given their proper recognition for their roles.
Portions of the Adaklu Mountain in the Volta region have fallen apart in a landslide. There were no casualties, but farms belonging to over 400 farmers were destroyed.
And this is where we draw the curtains here on News Hour. We shall be back at 10:30 to give you